Welcome to another episode of Backtesting the ICT 2022 Mentorship. This is episode 11 for trading day Wednesday, January 3rd, 2024. As you can see here on the daily, there are two large, I'm going to say high time frame fair value gaps. These probably will need to get tapped into. You can see we're moving very close to this fair value gap. Can't say we're going to hit that today, but that is where price wants to go. Here's another fair value gap. Looks like we just tapped into that very nicely. Price does like to form swing highs and swing lows right around turns. Here's a swing low, move up, swing high, move down. So my daily bias is going to be bearish. Now I'm using the NASDAQ E-mini to illustrate these fair value gaps. Now let's jump over to the micro. Okay, we're on the micro E-mini NASDAQ. Let's skip ahead once we jump to the 1 hour. Okay, overnight, looks like we took out previous day low. Again, another sign of bearishness. Here's the New York Midnight Open. We do have a 1 hour fair value gap here. Jumping to the 15-minute, skipping to about 8. Here we have a move higher, close to the 830. These two fair value gaps I am aware of. I'm looking for potential manipulation, a move down, a fair value gap forming, and a move back into. Now, technically, this is a move back into. I'm still up in the air about what my optimal trade entry is, OTE. As you've seen from previous videos, 50% is what I typically look for. This would not have reached that. Jumping down to the 5 because I know that's where I was looking. And I'm going to have to turn on my drawings. Please bear with me. There's a lot going on today. As you'll see, this is just the tip of the iceberg. It's quite a lot happening. So, as I mentioned, 15-minute fair value gap marked. This one got traded up into. On the 5, here's what's going on. We're past 830. This 5-minute fair value gap forms. We move down, form another fair value gap. a little one in here. Focusing on this one for the time being, what happens? We trade up, we could potentially take this trade. However, this is what you do. You draw your short position and you look at, okay, where's my stop going to be? Stop's going to be up here. Target's going to be where? Down here. If you look at this, this is a 0.92 risk to reward ratio. That is not something I'm comfortable with, so I will not be taking this trade, hence this caution symbol. Now to clean up my charts, I'm going to remove this. I'm going to remove this. So on this 5-minute candle, we do not take the trade. As soon as this candle closes, we can start looking for a trade, but we would be able to immediately draw that short position and know that it's not in our favor. So we would continue waiting and looking for a potential move up into this previously formed, not entered fair value gap. Lo and behold, 5 minutes later, we enter this trade at a 50%. This is a great risk to reward ratio, same target, and we do hit our target. Fantastic trade. Let's zoom out here. Make note of some of our other drawings. As I said, bearish bias. Buy side liquidity overnight. New York midnight open marked. 15-minute fair value gap. First fair value gap, second fair value gap marked. Now, a couple other things I drew out. Jump up to the 15-minute for a second here. Spoiler alert. When you zoom way out here, you can see we hit a point of interest. We took out this low. That's pretty significant. That's extremely significant. So I drew out a new low right here. Here's the New York midnight open, so we were way up here. Here's some sell side. Here's some stops for potential stop hunt. Here's another set of stops I drew. There's that point. This right here is a daily fair value gap. Very significant. Now let's go back to the 15. Out of curiosity, what would have happened in that 15-minute fair value gap? Right here. Let's paint this in yellow. Made entry. Took a lot of heat. And then went target in one candle. What is that? Heat. Maybe that's something we're not comfortable with. Maybe we wouldn't have taken it in the first place. Okay. All right, so you do have an option take a trade on the 15-minute right here. That's a great alternative to the 5. Jumping back to the 5-minute and resuming. Five-minute fair value gap forms. We mark our 50%. Now this is a double Fibonacci. I don't know if you can tell. On the left-hand side, we've got our 618, 786 markings. On the right-hand side, we have a 1 to 0 to -1. This is how we get our target coming up. Fair value gap forms, do we move up into it and crack down, or is this a reversal? Moves up into it, moves down, plows through. So this could be seen potentially as a market structure shift, fair value gap. Right at our 11 o'clock. These candles did not make it to our hypothetical 50%. However, if you look at where our stop would have to be taking this 5-minute fair value gap trade, 43. And I don't know, that's one contract. That's the highest I've seen in all of my backtesting. I don't like that. I really don't like that at all. Not going to take it. Sideways movement. There's a fair value gap. Question is, where is the next draw? I'd say down here. Oh, I didn't mark this one. Because we're so close to lunch. Now we're in lunch. Does not hit our target. Retraces all the way back. Taken out. New fair value gap forms. Wait till 1:30-ish. There's nothing. Nothing. We jumped down. Let me change the color of this. We jumped down to the 2-minute. Gonna move up. Fair value gap forms down. displacement, decently energetic, trade up into, target down here. We get taken out. Two-minute fair value gap. Moving up, sideways. Go down. You'll notice that I had to redraw this stop. It was at 15.75, but it should have been at 22. It's a little high for my blood. Same with this one, 21. Which is why this one's a caution. We did not take this trade. 3-minute fair value gap. 20-point stop. No thanks. That's it for the lower time frames. You do notice I drew in a 15-minute fair value gap. I did not see that until after I went through. Let's take a look. Here we are. Trade up. Move down. And we do take out this target. You know, hindsight is 20/20. With the crazy volatility going on, I have said this. For whatever reason, I like the 15-minute time frame, not only for finding liquidity pools, but also for trading. It sounds crazy, but this would have been a winner. However, let's look at our stop. Let's just throw this around 50% and eyeball it. Yeah. Come on. That stop is outrageous. I don't know. I'm going to need to do some more back testing before I consider trades like this. 1-to-1 with a huge stop. Sure, it would have been a winner, but I just need to figure this out. I need more data. So I'll keep that on there for now. Let's zoom out. We have the one trade idea that we removed, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then now 6, plus the 15 that we drew in here in yellow. That's a lot of activity. No one would normally trade that much in one day. You'd look for 1 or 2 very clean setups, and if you didn't find anything, you'd sit on your hands and wait for the next trading day. But again, we're back testing. We're looking at as much as we can. It's not until we start doing demo that we're going to be more strict and under the gun, live action, if you will. that's going to be where I'm going to be picking and choosing battles much more carefully and seeing what we're really made out of. But until then, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. I'm trying to grow this channel. But I'm here for you. I'm here for documenting my journey. So questions, put them in the comments. Let's get through this together, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.